Hello everyone, it's a new week and I have a new project for you. So this week's project is this huge coffee table. I could say this piece is very old. As you can see, it's in very good shape, and the base of this table is very beautiful. This is going to be painted. The top is going to be sanded down to bare wood and then just refinish. So let's start the work. First of all, I will take care of our base, so I will remove the tabletop. Okay, so I'm gonna start by giving this piece a very good cleaning, because I can already tell that this piece is like super dirty. So I will use a brush to get into all these molds and crevices here. I already sprayed the entire piece with some TSP cleaner and let it sit for a couple of minutes to do its job. Now that our piece is nice and dry, it's time to move on to the next step, and this is the scuff sanding. I have here some used 120 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to go lightly over the entire piece just to remove a little bit more of this shyness and to be sure that my piece will have enough adherence. Okay guys, so after I put the first coat of primer on this base, I saw that I have some little imperfections, as you can see here. So sometimes this kind of imperfections are better visible after you put primer on or paint. So I'm gonna fill this with some wood filler, let this dry, sand smooth, and then I will apply another coat of primer. I also noticed that crack around the spindle leg, so I decided to fill it with some caulk. Every time you use caulk, just make sure that this is paintable, and don't forget to remove any excess immediately after you apply it. Now it's time to finally put some paint on this baby. So I have here some drop cloth by Dixie Belle, which is a creamy wolf white, and I put it in another container just because I have a big jar and I don't want to contaminate the entire jar. I also choose a smaller brush for this project because of these spindle legs, and with a smaller brush it will be much easier for me to get in all the details. Usually guys, I'm going to work with small amounts of paint. I told you so many times, I would rather put an extra coat of paint than put too much paint on my piece, especially when you have a lot of details. The risk of having drips and build-ups, it's higher than normally. So just work with small amounts. So this is the one part, so the top of this table, it's made of two parts. So this is one part, and originally I was thinking that maybe I will put some stripper here just to remove the paint, but I tried in one corner on the other part of this top, and the finish is going pretty easy off without, just with sanding. So I'm gonna start with some 80 grit sandpaper, and you guys, I didn't upgrade to my tools, so I recently bought this sander. It's by Menzer. It's 150, the series 5.0, so it was quite an investment, but I realized that I need to invest more in my tools so that I can get my job better and faster done. So let's see what this baby can do. Okay, so now my surface is nice and smooth, and I need to get rid of all this finish on this edge. And as you can see, it has like some mold in it, so I'm gonna start with a wire brush to try to remove as much of the finish from the molds. But now guys, something for you to know: this piece is solid wood, that's why I can work with a wire brush. If you have veneer, it's better not to do it. So actually a smaller wire brush would work better, and I actually have one, but no idea where it is. I cannot find it. So I'm not putting any pressure at all. I'm just very lightly brushing with this wire brush. So now I'm gonna take some old 80 grit sandpaper. I also have some 60 grit sandpaper. That's why I like to keep my old used sandpaper, because you can always use them for a project like this. And I'm gonna remove any remain of the old stain. For the top, I'm using my Lignocolor hard wax oil, and I'm spilling a small amount on the top. Try to work with small amounts with this specific product at least, and to spread it as well and as even as possible. So even though this product is oil based, it's not smelly, it doesn't have any odor to it, so it's safe to work inside. And even though I really like water-based products, but when it's about stains, I really prefer the oil-based ones, because they are not drying so fast. And when you are staining such big surfaces like this one, you definitely want a little bit more working time. So now I'm gonna let the stain on the top for about 1 hour, and after that I will come back and remove any excess oil. And the reason why I'm not wiping this right away is because this table actually need to match a desk I did for the same client. And you need to know, guys, with the stain, that different type of wood will absorb differently the paint, the stain, sorry. And to do like a match color on two different pieces, sometimes it's not easy, so I'm doing my best to make them match. So let's wait for 1 hour and see what the result is. Now it's time to remove the remaining stain, and I'm gonna use a cotton cloth. Guys, I tried to do this with a microfiber cloth, and it didn't work very well. And actually on the instruction on the can says also that it's better to use cotton cloth. So I'm not putting too much pressure, because I don't want to remove all the stain. I want to remove only the excess oil. I mean everything what's shiny on the surface. So I'm not putting too much pressure, and I'm working in straight lines from one side to the other. Okay guys, so now I want to prepare this piece for top coating, and I'm getting a very fine sanding pad, and I'm going to go over the entire painted surfaces, because this is gonna remove any buildups, any knocks, any like small imperfection, and even will reduce those brush strokes. I'm going very lightly, like super lightly. And once you go with your hand over the surface, you already like very lightly sand it, you will notice the difference, because the surface that it's not lightly sanded is like more porous, and this one is like very like silky smooth. So now it's time to put some top coat on our base at least. And I already have one first coat of top coat. I'm using Get or Hide by Dixie Belle. And you guys, I actually like to put to use wax on top of chalk paint, but the reason why the reason why I'm using a top coat, a liquid top coat on these ones, is because these are legs for a table coffee, and it's pretty ornate, as you can see. And sometimes people, so many times people just like to put the legs on, and because it has like a lot of cut edges, this may cause damages. So I have the experience with my own dining table, and I would prefer just to play safe, especially because this is a table for my client, and I know he has also kids. So Get or Hide is a special, like a tough top coat. It's made for tabletops and for stuff like this, for surfaces that are a little bit more used and abused. So I'm using also my zebra, one second, I'm using my zebra fan brush, and I'm gonna start applying a little bit of amount on the time, but I would like to take a moment and to talk with you about the prepare works you have to do when you top coat white or very light colors. And I made sure that my space is clean. I vacuumed away any dust, and I cleaned the floors. And the reason is that with actually it doesn't matter, even if you use wax, all the dust particles, like the small lines, and I also have two black cats, they can land in your finish, and you don't want this. So that's why before starting applying top coat, liquid top coat or wax, make sure that you are working in a clean surface, and reduce as much as possible any interference of your finish with any stuff that may leave like small particles of dirt, like I said, dust or lint. So sorry, this video is going to be a little bit longer, but I really hope that the tips I'm giving you they will help you. So because I already have one coat, I will use some wrapping paper just to gently to do like a scuff sanding, because even though the surface was cleaned and so on, there still may be like small nuts, knocks or stuff like this, and I really want to make sure that my surface is nice, clean and smooth. So the reason why I'm not using a sanding paper is because I don't want to go through my finish, and I don't want to remove any finish. I just want to make sure that my finish is perfectly smooth. Okay, let's apply our top coat. So I'm going to just mist my brush a little bit. You don't want to dilute your top coat too much, but by misting your brush, you actually will make your top coat to slide a little bit easier. And I'm gonna take a little bit, so just work with small amounts and don't overwork it. If you missed a spot, don't worry, you can cover it with your next coat. And just for your reference, I'm going to put like about 3 coats of top coat on this piece, just to make sure that it's well protected. Guys, so this coffee table is finally done. Don't mind my mess around. This coffee table is huge, like really huge. It's not so easy to take photos and videos, especially because my place is pretty small. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. And if you like it, please give me some thumbs up and leave me a comment below, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.